Hey, Purple family. Welcome to another episode of Shades of Purple, a Prince podcast. On tonight's episode, I am going to be doing a top 20 countdown of Prince's dirtiest, nastiest, freakiest songs. So before I go into the countdown, I just want to say, I know it's been a little minute since I did an episode, but in short, I'm going to just say that life has been lifing in this new year, and I've just, I'm actually still kind of sick right now, so pray for me on that. But I've just been having a lot of things going on, family stuff, and I just kind of taking some time out and kind of relaxing a little bit. But now I'm back, and I'm going to be doing this episode, and probably in a couple of days, I'm going to do a review of the Purple Piano. Marshall Charloff, I think is how you pronounce his name. He's a Prince impersonator, and he actually came to Conway, Arkansas, which is only about maybe 30 minutes from where I stay, at my old alma mater, UCA, which is the University of Central Arkansas. And he put on a concert. Purple Piano was kind of very, very similar, pretty much the exact same setup as Piano on a Microphone tour, which of course was Prince's last concert that he put on before he left us. And he did an awesome job. And if you haven't been on the Facebook page, please check out. I did some video. I tried to do as much as possible because we weren't really supposed to be recording. But I put up some pictures, and I did go live a few times when we were there. And so after this episode, me and my husband, because of course he came with me, we're going to kind of review it. And Marshall even said that, he wanted me to tag him when we do that episode. So initially I was going to do that episode first. But like I said, life has been lifing, and I just haven't, gotten around to doing episodes every week like I was. So y'all just pray for me. I'm going to try to get back into the groove of things because I still got some big things coming up as far as the podcast. I want to, eventually transition into YouTube. And look, I know I've been saying that forever, and everybody's like, okay, she's bullshitting. She's not. But I swear to God, I am, guys. So, like I said, just keep your girl in prayer. So, let's get into this countdown. So, now, this was another, list that it took me a while. When I initially put it together, I had to keep, scratching songs off and putting them either higher or lower, or having to take some songs that I didn't think were freaky enough. So this is just, like I said, my list. And if I forgot anything, I've got a couple of honorable mentions as well. So if for whatever reason, if I didn't put your song on this list, just know, no hard feelings, just get over it. It's just my personal list. But I'm pretty sure that the majority of you guys will probably agree with just about every song on this list. So let's get into it. So at number 20, I have Breakfast Can Wait. So Breakfast Can Wait is off of the 2014 Artificial Age album. And it was a single off that album. And a lot of you will remember that comedian Dave Chappelle, when he did that whole skit with Charlie Murphy about the infamous basketball game that Charlie Murphy and Eddie Murphy played with Prince back in the day during the Purple Rain era, he dressed up, in the skit, Dave Chappelle did, as Prince. And so Prince, being, a comedian, himself, he put on the cover for the single for Breakfast Can Wait as Dave Chappelle, dressed up as him with a pan of pancakes in his hand in that same outfit, and it called it the Breakfast Experience. Hilarious, okay? And even Dave Chappelle would say in an interview that was checkmate, because what could he say? He couldn't sue Prince for Prince, taking his own wannabe likeness and making it into, a picture for his single. So, it was just so funny. And Breakfast Can Wait is a very, very freaky song. Now, in the song, Prince is talking about, he would rather get it on with his girl than to eat breakfast. He said, I don't need, I ain't worried about no hot cakes, no berry and no jam, grits, none of that stuff. He's like, I want another piece of you, girl. I want a taste of you, girl. So, a lot of people, want to believe that Prince kind of lost some of that, sexually explicit type lyrics the older he got. Now, he did get more conservative. That is true. But a song like Breakfast Can Wait is proof that Prince wasn't as completely reserved, like he didn't lose his, his sexiness and his sexually explicit nature. He never really lost that. And Breakfast Can Wait is one of those songs that kind of proves it. So that's my number 20. So 19 is Cream. Get on top. Cream. Now, cream could be interpreted in a number of different ways. Now, cream could be interpreted as being cream of the top, cream of the crop. In other words, being on top, being at the top of the top, the creme de la creme, as they call. But also the way some of those lyrics were very like sexual innuendo. And, you got the horn, so why don't you blow it? It's your time, And so Cream is just another very sexy song. And when you think of Cream in that sense, especially when he says get on top. Now he could have just said you are top, but he said get on top. So that makes you think, okay, you're going to get on top and, do some things. So 19 is Cream off of the Diamonds and Pearls album. Number 18 is Pheromone. When your body's wet, Pheromone off of the Come album. So Pheromone was another one of those songs where in the beat, you have this woman like doing this kind of moaning. I don't know how that's going to sound, but anyway. So he's talking about in the song masturbating and, watching your man masturbate while he does your woman. And it's just, oh my God, it's just really nasty and sexy. And actually, Pheromone, for some reason, my husband really got into it at one point, and it was like his favorite Prince song. He like played it out, and Pheromone had to kind of grow on me a little bit. But Pheromone, like I said, it's about those chemicals, those natural chemicals that humans and animals have that attract the opposite sex. And so as we know, Prince was himself just a walking pheromone, if you will. So that's 18. So 17 is International Lover, which is on the 1999 album. Now, from what I understand, International Lover was supposed to originally go to The Time, but I guess he didn't like Morris Day's vocals on it, from what I've read, and so Prince decided to take it back. And he did end up getting nominated for a Grammy for Best Male R&B Vocal or Pop Vocal. So it made quite an impression with critics. And it's another song that's kind of, has a lot of sexual innuendo in it, and he says that he will just drop down and apply more pressure, talking about, having like when you're getting ready to land a plane, and, he's kind of comparing that to like oral sex or, or having sex and just like getting ready, getting in the mood. And, International Lover is kind of reminiscent of Do Me Baby, and the fact that he's having all of this commentary toward the end of the song. So it's just kind of funny, though. I remember the first time I heard International Lover, I was just like, oh my God, like, is he serious? Like, and that's when, I was really starting to get into Prince and listening to more of his music, and I really liked it. One thing about International Lover, a lyric in particular, where he says, I'll give you diamonds and pearls, would be later on an album with that same name. So he referenced Diamonds and Pearls way back in 1982. So that's just a fun fact about International Lover, which is at number 17. At number 16, we have Underneath the Cream, which is on, I want to say Slaughterhouse, I believe. So Underneath the Cream, he's talking about wanting to get in between your creamy thighs, okay? And so that's where Underneath the Cream is in between your thighs. I said, oh, Okay, Prince. So, what more needs to be said? And basically, that's, the refrain in that song is, wanting to get in between your creamy thighs. So, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but do you see a theme of oral sex in here? So, Prince was definitely a receiver and a giver, I would imagine. A cheerful giver of the oral, I would imagine, because a lot of his songs talk about that in particular. So that's number 16, Underneath the Cream. Number 15 is Rock Hard in a Funky Place, which is on the Black album. Now, this got on my list when he makes the line that you want to talk to her, but you can't because your dick's so hard, and they have the little moan in the little sped up. So I was just like, and then he said maybe you should go pop a nut in the car. I was like, whoo! And then he goes into this amazing guitar solo after saying that line of popping a nut in the car. I was just like, oh, it makes me think another theme that he likes to talk about in addition to oral sex is he often make mention of masturbating and masturbation. So, I don't know. I'm starting to think that those might be two of Prince's favorite little naughty habits that he likes to do. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know. So that's number 15. Number 14 is Get Off. 23 positions in a one night stand. Get Off. So that is on Diamonds and Pearls. I always get Diamonds and Pearls and the Love Symbol confused. Is it on Love Symbol? I can't ever. They're so close, and they have a lot of similar songs. So forgive me if but I think it's on Diamonds and Pearls. But Get Off, of course, is, supposedly. Now I don't know if y'all have heard this rumor about Get Off, but Robin even said it herself. But Robin Power, which was the girl that was in Graffiti Bridge that played Morris's girlfriend. Now she works for Prince as she was supposed to be like a rapper and a dancer. But they messed around, and Robin Power seems to believe that the song Get Off is about their relationship. And when I hear 23 positions in a one night stand, I automatically think he must be at least talking about a threesome, if not a freaking orgy. But according to Robin Power, in an interview that she did with Michael Dean on Podcast Juice, the Prince podcast, she said that there were times that her and Prince and another lady, I can't remember the name of the lady she said, but she was a blonde, so I'm guessing she was white, that they would often have threesomes. So there might be something to that he was thinking of maybe a time that him and Robin had a threesome and he wrote Get Off. Who knows? But Get Off is a very, very hot, very steamy song. And 23 positions in a one night stand, that's a lot of positions, man. So, like I said, it's got to be a threesome but then again, I don't know. Maybe Prince could just go like that. Who knows? Not me. So, moving on. Actually, before we move on. So, Get Off, the music video, was based on a 1979-78 movie called Caligula, which was about the debauched Roman emperor of the same name, Caligula. And so that's what the music video was about. And if you guys have ever seen Caligula or have heard of the movie, that movie is probably the most pornographic movie I have ever seen in my life. At one point, I think it was banned from the United States. I don't think it is anymore. But it was banned for a long time because of just how pornographic it was. And supposedly, the Emperor Caligula, had sex with his sisters and tried to impregnate his sisters. And, there's of course no real proof of that. But they said that, he would often sleep with, members of the Senate, their wives and whatnot. So it was just and of course he was eventually assassinated because they just got tired of him, I guess, fucking everybody. I don't know. But anyway, excuse me. So anyway, that is what that Get Off video is based on. So moving on, 13 is Shh. Now, Shh has one of my favorite guitar solos and drum solos. And, he's basically in the song, as in his own words, Prince is breaking it down. He said, because he don't want nobody to hear the sound about what's about to go down. He said he gonna do her after school like some homework, okay? And then he said, wait till everybody is fast asleep and do it in the kitchen on a tabletop. Okay. And you got to bring it on down. So Suge is on the Gold album. And the Gold album is my husband's favorite album outside of For You. And I also enjoyed it. I was playing the Gold album on repeat a couple of weeks back. And Suge is probably still my favorite song on the album. And I mean, it's a sexy song that he would also give to Tevin Campbell, who was in that song Round and Round, which was on the Graffiti Bridge soundtrack. So Tevin, I like Tevin's version, but I prefer Prince's version because I like the guitar solo. The guitar solo sounds just so much better. I don't know if it's the exact same guitar solo that's in Tevin Campbell's version, because I hadn't heard it in so long. Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. But I don't know. I just prefer Prince's version over Tevin Campbell's. So it's number 13. So at number 12 is I Love You in Me, which is actually a B-side on the Batman soundtrack. And in this lyric, one of the lyrics he says in this song is, I try to, how does he say it? I didn't want to, I said I wouldn't come before she did, but of a liar she made me, or something like that. A liar I became. And then he started talking about how she's pumping fast and, and how when they make love, it's like surgery, which isn't super, freaky, but just the fact that he was like, I said I wouldn't come before she did, but she made a liar out of me, and I was just like, whew, okay, so it was pretty. And then he's like, has this little, like he's just like, I think this song may have been something that actually happened to him in real life. Just because of the way he's so descriptive about it. The fact that, he refers to like his baby, and the fact that, she probably said, I love you in me. Now, if I could guess about who this is probably about, I would probably say Susanna. And the reason why I say this, because I don't know, it just sounds like something that she would maybe say to him when they were having sex. I could be totally wrong about that, but Susanna likes to claim things that might not necessarily be about her from other things that I've heard her say. So I don't know, what do you guys think? Who do you think he's talking about in this song I Love You and Me? And he had what is her name redo this in like 2011-12, Andy Ilo. She did I think an acoustic version. I don't know if it was on her album Superconductor, which Prince produced, but she did do another version of the song. And it is a wonderful B-side on the Batman soundtrack. I think it is the B-side of The Arms of Orion, which was a duet that he did with Sheena Easton. Correct me, like I said, if I'm wrong, but I think that's where it originates. So that is number 12. Number 11 is Let's Pretend We're Married. So y'all already know why this song is on the list, okay? But the opening lyrics themselves is enough to make you be like, oh, okay. Because he said, excuse me, but I need a mouth like yours to help me forget the girl who just walked out my door. Now, mind you, he did not say, excuse me, can I get to know you? No, straight to the point. I need a mouth like yours. And he want to know what that mouth do, okay? To help him forget about the girl that just walked out his door. So, I mean, he got straight to the point. And then, of course, the chorus, let's pretend we're married and let's go all night. There ain't nothing wrong if it feels all right. And then he said he got that stamina for you. He said, I won't stop until the morning light. So let's pretend we're married and go all night. And then, of course, at the very end, where he really gets super dirty, he says, how does it go? He said, I'm not trying to be nasty, but I really want to fuck the taste out of your mouth. Can you relate? Now, he said Marsha. I'm like, who is Marsha? I'm like, I don't know who that. I mean, I know there used to be a VJ back in the day whose name was Marsha, but I don't think he was talking about her. So maybe he was dating a girl named Marsha at the time. I don't know. What do y'all know who Marsha is? If you do, please let me know. Okay. So that is number 11. And then before I move on to the top 10, getting into the top 10, let me just say, when I first heard that line about I'm not saying this just to be nasty, anytime anybody makes any kind of a preference like that before they say something, not preference, but prefix, you know it's going to be something really nasty, okay? Because he said, I'm not saying this just to be nasty, but I sincerely want to fuck the taste out of your mouth. Like, and can you imagine if Prince said that to you? Like, what would you say? Open your mouth, maybe? I don't know. So, anyway, moving on. So, at number 10, I have Insatiable, which was also on, I think that was on Love Symbol. Insatiable. So, of course, Insatiable. And the video is super hot. He has all these women in here on the video where he's like supposed to be making like some kind of video or something. Anyway, so he was dating supposedly the girl that was the main woman in the video. You could feel, he was feeling all on her and kind of filling her up. Another great B-side, by the way, Fill You Up. And I mean, it was just a sexy video. And then, the song itself, he's talking about turn the lights off, light a candle, like he's Teddy Pendergrass or something. And then it goes from like Teddy Pendergrass, Barry White to up and down, just like a seesaw. And then he has that just real gutter scream like he did in Do Me Baby. I mean, it's on the same level, like, yeah! I sound like a cat. But anyway, so, I mean, it's just great. That scream just brought it to a whole nother level. And Insatiable is one of those baby making songs. Some of us probably got conceived listening to that song. And then I like the little tempo, the little, just everything about the song. It's just one of those like midnight lover songs. Like it would be on like when BET used to have BET Uncut or something like that. This video would be on BET Uncut because it's just sexy and it's just one of those songs where you just like, oh, just puts you in the right mood. So that is number 10. Number 9 is a song that a lot of people associate with Insatiable, Scandalous. So Scandalous has a little bit of a scandalous background to it as well. So this moaning, or I think it sounds more like she's laughing or she's crying, but you hear Kim Basinger allegedly in the throes of passion in this song. When you hear that, that's what it sounds like to me. So supposedly that is Kim Basinger moaning. And like I said, once again, with her and Prince allegedly having sex in the studio, and he just decided to record it and then put it on Scandalous. Now, Scandalous was on the Batman soundtrack. It's probably one of my favorite songs on the Batman soundtrack. Probably not the favorite, but I would say probably it would be second to Party Man. I think Party Man is probably my favorite on the Batman album. But Scandalous, now in the video for Scandalous, he's wearing this red, outfit, and he just looks great. He does a couple of ballerina pirouettes, and he doesn't have a really guttural scream, but he just has this beautiful falsetto, and the song is just a sexy song. It has the I mean, it just like Insatiable, it just puts you in a mood, like in a sexy mood. There's another song that I didn't put on this list because it wasn't as sexually explicit, but it kind of reminds me of Damn You, which is on the Love Symbol album.
It just has that ambiance of just sexiness and just, kind of a jazzy undertone to it. So Scandalous kind of reminds me of that. But, because of the so-called moaning in the song, I put it on this countdown. So that is Scandalous, talking about you and me. Marvelous. Okay, that's number 9. Number 8 is Erotic City. So y'all already know Erotic City came straight from the influence was from George Clinton. Supposedly he wrote it after attending a George Clinton P-Funk Parliament Funkadelic concert. And so Sheila E., who does the female vocal in the song, she supposedly did not want to say the F word. So she's actually saying funk into the dawn. And Prince is saying fuck. He's actually saying the word fuck. So this song is a very, very sexy song. Gets right to the point. We can fuck into the dawn, making love till Cherry's gone. Erotic City, can't you see? Fuck so pretty, you and me. And this was a song that it had to grow on me. Now, and my husband, like I said, he often makes fun of me for this. But, he'll get into songs and he'll really like them. And then I'll have to, keep hearing them and really get into it. But I really like, what really made me start to really like Erotic City is when I saw a couple of live versions of the song. And so that's what really made me go back and really pay attention to the studio version of the song. And now it is one of my favorite B-sides. So Erotic City, and of course Erotic City is probably the first song that we hear Prince using the sped up vocal that will become Camille later on. So it's just one of those really, sexy songs about sex, as always. So that is number 8. Number 7 is, of course, Darlin' Nikki, which is on the Purple Rain album. So Darlin' Nikki was such a controversial song that it spun the whole reason why we have those parental advisor stickers. So Al Gore's wife, Tipper Gore, she bought Purple Rain for her daughters. And when Darlin' Nikki came on, she was just like, oh my God, what is this? A girl masturbating to a magazine? Oh my God, no, my children can't hear this. Which, being, a parent myself, I can understand where she was coming from. So she started this whole parental advisory board. She had different artists. Prince didn't never come to Congress, I don't believe, to talk or try to defend Darlin' Nikki. But there were other artists that were on what was called the Filthy 15 that went to Congress and just kind of tried to defend themselves. But what they ended up doing, though, with the parental advisory stickers is it actually made those albums more attractive. Because when you tell somebody that they don't need to listen to this, okay, they're going to want to listen to it. And if you put a warning sticker on it, that's going to make them want to listen to it more. So they actually accomplished the opposite of what they were trying to do with that. But Darlin' Nikki is a song where Prince just gets it on with this woman who pretty much takes him by the hand after seeing her masturbate in a magazine in a hotel lobby, which who does that? But a stone cold freak, apparently. So she takes Prince back to her castle and the lights went off and Nikki started to grind. And then, of course, it was all over. And then Prince does another of his guttural screams at the end of it, saying, "Your little, come back, Nikki, come back. Your dirty little Prince wants to grind, 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 grind." I mean, the way he just said it, sings it, both in the Purple Rain movie and in the concert, live concerts, is just great. And the way that they were able to do that in the movie, to where Apollonia is feeling kind of like guilty, like he's put like a scarlet letter on her back for them messing around and making it seem like she's just this hoe because she's sitting next to, Morris Day getting ready to join his band and she's been messing around with the kid. And so I really like how they did that in the movie. So that is number 7. So number 6 is Lady Cab Driver. Take me for, won't you? Oh, how does it go? Lady Cab Driver. Roll down your window fast. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway, Lady Cab Driver is number 6, and it's on the 1999 album. So y'all already know why this is a number 6, because of Jill Jones' orgasmic performance toward the end of the song. So toward the end of the song, Prince starts saying all these different things about, talking about really the state of why this lady cab driver is having to do the things that she's doing, like why she has to even drive the cab in the first place. So he's talking about the ills of society. So he's giving it to her, and he's like, this is for the cab that you have to drive with no money at all. This is for, then he started talking about like the people at the tourists at Disneyland and why he wasn't tall and handsome like his brother. This is for me, and that's for you, and that's for the sun, the moon, for those that, love without sex. And this is for the creator of man. And now I know, I mean, it just went from being just really like, and then he's like doing all this extra like gutting and groaning like, so supposedly, when Jill Jones cut this vocal, she had Prince leave the room, and she supposedly used a vibrator. So it was actually, pretty real if she actually was using the vibrator when she was cutting the vocal. So, Lady Cab Driver, it sounds so innocent, and it starts off so innocent. You hear Prince catching the cab, and then the next thing you know, he's like, roll down your window fast. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know why I can't remember any of the lyrics right now. Trouble winds are blowing hard, and I don't know if that can last. So, just like, oh, whoa, whoa. So you're just like, I know I can't sing. And then I'm also kind of sick. So anyway, it just starts off so innocent. And then I remember the first time that I heard it, I was just kind of shocked. I'm just like, is he serious right now? Is he like fucking this woman in the back of the cab? They getting it on, and he just giving it to her? Okay, like it was just like, whoa. So Lady Cab Driver is number 6. So number 5 is We Can Fuck. Yeah, you heard me right. We Can Fuck, not the We Can Funk. Which, don't get me wrong, We Can Funk, which was on Graffiti Bridge, that was kind of the less explicit of this. But I'm not sure We Can Fuck if that was a B-side or if I think it was an unreleased song, I believe. But it is so funky though, and it's a really good song to work out to in more ways than one, if you know what I'm talking about. But no, it's a really, really good song. And it's a freaky song. He's talking about, the Kama Sutra. I could rewrite it with half as many words. And then when he gets to get ready to do his screaming, he's talking about, I could be your big strong man. I could be a girl or boy. It's just whatever you want. It's up to you. Like he said, he can give it to you however, just let him know what you want. And I'm just like, whoa, okay. So We Can Fuck is number 5. Number 4 is Head. Till you burn it up, head. Till your body's red, head. I had to think. I don't know why I can't remember lyrics now all of a sudden. But Head, which is off of Dirty Mind, was probably his one of his most well-known early nasty songs, was Head. And it was a song that later on in his career he would never perform because, he was trying to be a little bit more, conservative, sexually speaking. But at the time, Head was so powerful that it made the keyboardist before Lisa leave, Gail Chapman, she wasn't comfortable with the lyrics because she was a Christian, and she was just like, she even asked Prince at one point, could we change the lyrics up? And he was like, hell no, this is my song. We're not changing shit. And so eventually she left because she, wasn't comfortable with it. And the fact that when they were performing the song, sometimes he would like just, kiss Gail for like minutes at a time, oh, poor Gail. But Head was just a song that, and of course, Dr. Fink and his wonderful keyboard solo in the song really stands out. And it's just one of those songs that's a really funky song as well. And it just gets right to the point. He met this girl on her way to be wed, and she was just like, well, you're so hunky, you're full of spunk, I'll give you some head, just like that. And he decided to return the favor. So that's basically what it was about. He said he came all on her wedding gown, it was just like, oh, wow, Prince, wow. And you wonder why people think you a freak. So that's number 4. Number 3 is Come, the song. And so this song is the first song off of the Come album. And I think it's the longest song on the album. And at the end of the song, he is acting like he's performing oral sex. So that's why it's number 3. But the song itself, he's just talking about, you should do that, baby. Yeah, baby, you should do that, baby. Just like, yeah, baby. Sometimes I think Prince sounds a little corny when he's trying to sound sexy. Excuse me. So at first I'm just like, okay, where is this going to? But then at the end of the song where he's just like, okay. So he decides to just perform oral sex on this lady, and I don't know if I'm assuming it's not real, but I don't know if you've ever tried to listen to it to hear if you can hear a woman moaning. I don't know. But anyway, that's number 3. So number 2 is 18 and over. I want to bone ya. 18 and over. So this song is another song where Prince just gets right to the point, and he describes a couple of sexual positions, one being the lotus, and there was another one that he said was like a wheelbarrow, I believe. And so, he just gets quite explicit about, well, have you ever heard of the lotus, where I put my hand, where I put your legs up behind your head and I just pump? And I'm like, okay. All right, Prince. So, but this is another song where he's just like, hey, you got to be 18 and over if you want to get down with me. So for all those people that like to try to compare Prince to Elvis and R. Kelly, bump that noise, okay? Because he made a whole damn song letting y'all know that you got to be 18 and over, okay? Thank you. So before I do number 1, I want to just mention some honorable mentions. So actually, this first honorable mention was meant to be number 1, but I decided to make it an honorable mention because it's really technically not a song. So my honorable mention is going to go to Orgasm, which is the outro song on the Come album, which is basically from Vanity Six's album, from the song Vibrator. And it's basically Vanity's vocal from that song Vibrator. And in the outro called Orgasm, it's basically Prince just telling her to come. And, of her just, moaning. And so I was just like, I was going to make that my number 1. But I was like, well, technically, since it's not a song, I'll just make it my honorable mention. And it's a very damn good honorable mention, I must say, because it really should have been my number 1. But I decided, I'll keep it as an honorable mention. Another honorable mention, let me think. I didn't write these down. I just tried to remember them. Can y'all think? Oh, When She Comes. That was my other honorable mention, When She Comes. Because that's another song where it's kind of an innuendo of him talking about, going down on a woman. Because she's talking about she never closes her eyes. and it's just like, Prince, we get it. You really like giving head. We get it. So When She Comes, and I actually prefer the one that they did for Hit and Run Phase 2. I like that version. I didn't really care too much for the version that was on the Welcome to America. I mean, it was okay, but I prefer the one that was on Hit and Run Phase 2. Another one, honorable mention, is Hard Rock Lover, which was on Hit and Run Phase 1. That was probably the best song on that album. And I'll be honest with you, Hit and Run Phase 1 was not as good to me as Hit and Run Phase 2. So but a Hard Rock Lover, he's just talking about, we're just going to make this woman scream. And scream he did with that guitar. Okay. He would often use the guitar like he would a woman. Like, he would, like he said, make love to the strings. And that song, Come On, Baby. Come on, sugar now. That's what he would do. He would treat the guitar like it was a woman's body. And it would be the most sexiest thing ever. Okay, so those are my honorable mentions. When She Comes, Hard Rock Lover, and Orgasm. So my number one, drum roll please, is Do Me Baby Like You Never Done Before. Now y'all know this is going to be number one. Now is it his most freakiest song? I guess you could say that's up for debate, but for me, just the way that he was actually toward the end of the song, where he was just that had this whole dialogue, and at the end he's just like, I'm so cold. Is it supposed to take a long time? I'm just like, what is he like jacking off? Like, what is he doing? I guess that could be another honorable mention too, jack you off. But Do Me Baby, it's just another one of those songs that just gets straight to the point. So supposedly the song was written initially by Andre Simone. And I don't know as far as like any changes in lyrics as far as Andre Simone's version and Prince's version. But Prince just kind of took it upon himself to take the song. I don't even know if he told Andre about it. And that kind of initiated a rift between them. They would, of course, make up at a later date. But initially, Andre, I think, was really hurt that Prince took the song and kind of made it his own. But it's a sexy song. And I found out recently that a couple of other artists have actually covered the song as well. But I still prefer Prince's version. I can't remember the name of the lady that covered Do Me Baby. But Do Me Baby also has this, once again, this guttural scream like he's just about to just, climax. And it just sounds so like, just like he's just kind of just, he doesn't want to let it go, but he's got to let it go. You know what I'm saying? So Do Me Baby is number one. So that concludes my list. So what do you guys think? So let me give you a rundown again before I end this episode. So number 20 was Breakfast Can Wait. 19 was Cream. 18 was Pheromone. 17 was International Lover. 16 was Underneath the Cream. 15 was Rock in a Hard Place. 14 was Get Off. 13 was Shh. 12 was I Love You in Me. 11 was Let's Pretend We're Married. 10, Insatiable. 9, Scandalous. 8, Erotic City. 7, Darling Nikki. 6, Lady Cab Driver. 5, We Can Fuck. 4, Head. 3, Come. 2, 18 and Over. And number 1, Do Me Baby. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments on Facebook or on Spotify. And I'm going to end it right there. So thank you guys so much for listening. And peace and be wild. And may you live to see the dawn. Bye.